every single character you know from My Little Pony is about to die. And it's all thanks to Princess Celestia. This supposed kind and loving ruler of Equestria is secretly the murderous and vile embodiment of pure destruction. What, you think I'm joking? Well, what if I told you that I have proof that Celestia is not in fact who she says she is, but rather Celestia is an alien. But not only is she an alien, she is an alien sent from a far-off planet with one goal in mind: the complete and total annihilation of Equestria. Oh, you think that's too big a stretch? Don't you worry, not only is there evidence to back this up, but there is a lot of evidence. To start off, let us simply analyze what Celestia is. What exactly is an alicorn? It's always been implied throughout the show that an alicorn is all three pony races combined into one, with the prefix al meaning all. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Alicorns do not, in fact, simply share characteristics with all the other ponies. Sure, they have wings and a horn, but by having these extra appendages, they can't be part Earth pony because Earth ponies are purely defined as having no wings or horn. On top of that, alicorns possess many attributes that none of the other pony kinds have, such as increased magical ability, greater height, whatever the heck is happening to their manes, and the ability to move the freaking sun! No one in Equestria's history has ever been able to do this. It was only possible with the combined power of 5 of the most powerful unicorns in Equestria, plus Star Swirl the Bearded, that they were able to move the sun. And even then, it took so much power that they would lose all of their magic for good. So this, of course, brings up the question: what makes alicorns different? It's made clear in the show that magic needs a source, and whatever magic exists is finite. We see this with Mistmane and the Raising of the Sun, and the fact that the key to open any door only works once, as well as several other moments throughout the show. Magic can, in fact, run out. So the question then is, where do alicorns get all this extra magic? How is it that they seem to have a near infinite supply? Well, it's because alicorns have mastered the fine art of energy manipulation, and we can prove it by using science and logic. The sun is a massive source of energy, emitting enough energy to power the entire world for 2 million years every second. Now, if Celestia has, say, somehow found a way to absorb the energy from the sun itself, and then use that same energy to move the sun, that would explain her infinite supply. But here's the thing, Celestia never explains that this is what's happening. Why? Well, it's because unicorns simply can't do it. But if you come from a spacefaring civilization, then you would absolutely need the ability to draw mass amounts of energy from the stars. Now, when we combine everything that we just learned, we know that alicorns are creatures unlike any other in Equestria, harboring immense power and the potential ability for space travel, which we know is possible since Luna was banished to the moon. And even if you want to claim that the elements of harmony are what sent her there and it wasn't Celestia's power, it doesn't matter, because the elements of harmony were not what brought her back. The prophecy of Nightmare Moon's return stated that she would come back in 1,000 years and that the stars would aid in her escape. And when Luna escapes to the moon, what do we see? We see 4 stars fly towards Luna right before she is set free. Now comes the question, what, or rather, who are these stars? And if you ask me, the only thing that makes sense here is that these are other alicorns, and the reason it took 1,000 years for her to escape was because it took 1,000 years for help to arrive. And if you want more evidence on just how different alicorns are, think about this. Celestia and Luna are 2 creatures that show up one day seemingly without any origin, and alicorns are immortal. What do all of these attributes point to? Princess Celestia and Princess Luna are aliens. And not just aliens, but aliens that have come to Equestria not to save it from its foreign enemies, but to devour it. They have come to prepare Equestria for their fellow aliens and to end all life on the planet so that they can feast on the flesh of those who live there in order to sustain their alien race. Think about it. What else could it possibly be?
Now hold on a minute. Twilight was once a unicorn, but then became an alicorn later. How is that possible? Also, hi, Kanto Acrylic here. I make fun pony music stuff. I snuck a link in Star's description.
Oh, don't you worry about Twilight. I'll get to that.
And what do you mean they're going to feast on the entire world? that seems like a stretch.
Yeah, there's evidence for that too. Tell me, what is Twilight's cutie mark? That's right, a star. And what is the sun if not just another star? But you see, it goes further. What are we always told is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? The number 42. And if we count the number of points on Twilight's cutie mark, we come to exactly 42. Then take a look at the running of the leaves. What racer number is Twilight? That's right, 42. Now, maybe you just think this is a coincidence, but no! Twilight's association with the number 42 goes even deeper. Twilight is the main character of Friendship is Magic, a show that first aired on the date October 10th, 2010, making the date 10-10-10, which, if converted from binary code, equals, oh, who could have seen this coming, 42! This proves that Twilight Sparkle is somehow linked to the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And this idea of 42 being connected to the life, the universe, and everything actually comes from the book The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is about a guy who travels through space meeting a bunch of aliens after they have destroyed planet Earth. Coincidence? I think not! This all indicates that Twilight is somehow special, and that she was chosen by Celestia to become one of them and to join their alien race. Hence, why she took over in place of Celestia and Luna. In this case, 42 isn't just the answer to life, the universe, and everything, but it is also the answer to the ending of life through the reign of Twilight Sparkle, the now and forever alien that will carry on Celestia's task. Now, what proof is there that Celestia wants to destroy the world? Especially since if she wants to eat the ponies, she can't very well do that if they're all destroyed. It's actually very simple. Celestia wants to destroy the world using the sun itself. She plans to use the sun to cook the entire world, allowing for her kind to feast on these ponies medium rare a la Equestria sauteed in death. This is why she is moving the sun around the planet, because the way she will use the sun to cook the land is through the mighty power of a supernova. When a star burns out, it will explode, releasing an immense amount of heat. In fact, supernovas are among the hottest phenomena in the entire universe, meaning that when the sun is ready to explode, all Celestia has to do is move the sun into the correct position to detonate and perfectly cook the planet. But if this is the case, then why does she move the sun at all? What does moving the sun have to do with there eventually being a supernova? Well, it's because when she moves the sun, she is speeding up its aging process. Remember how we mentioned earlier that she is using the power of the sun itself in order to move the sun? The more she moves the sun, the more energy she draws from it, and the closer it gets to detonation. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, then why doesn't she just move it all the time? It's simple, really. She doesn't want the ponies of Equestria to get suspicious. These are the mind games these creatures play. She's managed to convince the entirety of Equestria that she is moving the sun for their benefit, when in reality she plans on staying here in Equestria until the day her people return! The day of destruction!
Star, you've lost it.
Oh, you don't believe me? Well then, I'll just have to prove it. Using scientific calculations! To do our calculations, we must first gather some very important numbers. What we are looking for is a sequence of 8 special numbers that have been spread throughout the show. And how do we know we are looking for 8 numbers? Easy! We just need to do the same thing we did for Twilight and count the number of points on Celestia's cutie mark, which comes out to 8. Let's take a look at Season 3 of MLP. Why Season 3? Because this is the season where Twilight becomes an alicorn, giving it a very significant connection to Celestia. What's odd about this season, though, is that it only has 13 episodes, not 26 like all the other seasons, making 13 our first number.
Shouldn't our first number be 42? Since that's what we, started with.
What? No, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, not this.
But doesn't this fall under everything?
No, everything is everything. This is just one thing. Try and keep up. Since Season 3 is so important, we also need to take a look at the first episode of this season, The Crystal Empire Part 1, which is the 53rd episode in the show, making 53 our second number. But keep in mind, Season 3 is not the only season where Twilight's princesshood is a big deal. For in Season 9, she ascends to be the ruler of Equestria. And how many episodes are in Season 9? 26. But this isn't completely true. See, there's this lost set of episodes that most people have forgotten about. And it's the clip show episodes titled Friendship is Forever, where Starlight is creating Twilight's coronation gift for her. And when you remove all of the clips from previous episodes and stitch together the new content, you get the length of one episode. The Lost episode, meaning that season 9 actually has 27 episodes, making our next number in the sequence 27. Now, for the next number, we have to consider Celestia's very name. Why would she call herself Celestia? Is it perhaps to make herself appear as some pony to be worshipped? Some pony to be adored? Some pony, like a celestial? If we take the word celestial and convert each letter to its alphabetical position, we get the numbers 3, 5, 12, 5, 19, 20, 9, 1, and 12. Now remember, it's only together that these numbers mean celestial, which means we actually have to combine them, and when we add them all up, we get the next number in our sequence, 86. Now, the next number is a little tricky. At first I thought maybe it was 2 to symbolize that there are 2 alicorns that came to destroy the world, but that would be too obvious.
What part of this is obvious?
Exactly! The show is not telling us that the number is 2, but rather we need to look at the fact that there are 2 alicorns, which when combined have 2 backs. Meaning that the show is actually telling us that we need to take 2 steps back and return to the second number that we solved, which is 53. To get to the next number, we need to look no further than the show's most popular phrase, the magic of friendship, which, if we count the characters within that phrase, including the spaces, we get the number 23. The next number we need to look at is 6, specifically the main 6, because these characters are related to Celestia as well, and their connection goes deep as the roots to the Tree of Harmony, which is tied to all of the main 6. But not only is it connected to the main 6, but it is also connected to Celestia and Luna, hence why their cutie marks are on there. And if we add the main 6 plus the 2 princesses, we get our next number in the sequence, which is 8. Now we are only one number away, one final number for the sequence, and it only makes sense that to reach the final number, we must combine all previous numbers we have gathered. 13 and 8 go together because they are the starting and end point. Following this logic, the next 2 numbers that are furthest out are 53 and 23, which we will add together. Now following this sequence, 53 and 27 are next, but they actually do not go together, because just like with Nightmare Moon, one princess was jealous of the other. Here, the 53 is jealous of the other 53, and how it got to the 23 first, causing 53 to lash out against the 27 it's now stuck with by subtracting itself from the 27, leaving us with the numbers 76, 21, -26, and 86, who was just kind of caught in the middle of all this drama. And if we use these pretzel sticks I found, we can create plus signs to add them all together. Oh, I seem to have eaten one too many of the pretzel sticks. No matter, we can just have the first sign actually be subtraction, giving us 76 minus 21 plus -26 plus 86 equaling 115. Then the only number we are left with is 42 from earlier, which is equal to life, the universe, and everything. But since the alicorns have come to destroy everything, we actually need to subtract 2 for the 2 alicorns. And since the alicorns are sucking the life out of everything, we need to subtract the 40 that we now have from the 115 to get our final number in the sequence, 75.
Star! This is insane! Your math is completely dependent on how many pretzel sticks you have laying around!
Duh, that's how math works. I just subtract whatever I eat and work with what I got. It's just like balancing a checkbook.
No, it's not! You're drawing connections to things that barely have anything in common! I'm honestly surprised you haven't tried to pull the elements of harmony into this somehow!
Wait, the elements! That's it!
No, don't bring the elements of harmony into this!
No, not the elements of harmony, the periodic table of elements. All of these numbers, they're all elements. If you pull up the periodic table, they're aluminum, iodine, cobalt, radon, vanadium, oxygen, and rhenium. And with this specific combination of elements, especially due to that radon, which is a radioactive gas, there is only one place you would ever expect to see this combination of elements. And you know what that one place is? A star. And not just any star, but a star that has burst. A supernova.
How are you drawing these conclusions?
Draw! That's it! We have to draw the conclusion! It all makes sense. If we draw lines on the periodic table connecting all these elements, it spells out exactly who the alicorns truly are. So ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, are the alicorns a race of meat-eating extraterrestrials? The answer is yes, because they are all alicornivores.
Seriously?
What?
This entire video was for a pun?
What are you talking about? I had to tell people the truth.
What truth? There's nothing here. If alicorns need to eat ponies to sustain themselves, they would need to be doing that constantly, disproving your entire theory.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Celestia, Luna, and even Twilight would have to be eating ponies constantly.
Thank you.
And they are!
What?
They're all cannibals, and I can prove it with this video. Happy April 1st.